What is up, Life Fighters? I'm in the garage today shaking the ticks out of my gear from a weekend of camping in the Missouri woods. It was a nice time, but God, the ticks are already out. Spray your shit with permethrin. I should probably go over how to do that. That's good, great stuff a lot of people don't know about. Permethrin rocks. I realized as I was moving some shit around that I have a lot of water bottles. And it's not a good thing or a bad thing, but I could probably save you from having a couple of water bottles because maybe your Canteen sucks. Who knows? I've spent a lot of money on different ways to carry water in the field, and a few of them are great and a few of them are not so great. And I'm gonna go ahead and go through like a little rating of what I think is the best ways to carry your water and the absolute worst ways to carry your water in the field. So, like any good rating list, we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. So with our F tier, our boo, our terrible ways to carry water, and I don't have a lot of those because there's not a whole lot of bad ways to carry water. Maybe a Ziploc bag, but or your hands, just carry it in your fist. But here's a mason jar. Let's start talking about this. Why is a mason jar a bad way to carry water in the field? Well, first off, it is fragile. It's got a two-piece lid system that is cumbersome, easy to get lost, and could be corroded by water. It's got a nice wide mouth, which is good and easy to fill, but if it breaks, it's not able to be repaired. And then also, this is I believe a quart, 24 ounces, so based off the size it is, it doesn't hold that much water, and when it's empty, it doesn't collapse at all. So, and then this one I use to hold rusty nails in, so we definitely don't want to be drinking out of this. So the mason jar, I'm gonna put that back on the work shelf. That is F tier, how to carry our water. And I'm gonna save us some time, guys, because I know that's a bit ridiculous to talk about shitty ways to carry water. There's lots of ways, guys. Anything that's given to you, anything full of water is what you're gonna use. I talked to like a million global war on terror guys, a ton of combat vets. They're mostly drinking out of water bottles because packed palatable water in bricks is easy to transport, it's easy to move, it's already clean, and it's a guaranteed thing. So it's also easy to distribute. So the pallets of bricked water are pretty much the way you're going to get water if you're in the military. And that's fine. If you want to fill your bags and your pouches after all those and all your canteens, that's great. So guys, basically anything you're given, guys, that basically fills up all the way up to your B, A, or S tier, if you will, if you're a video gamer like me. But let's talk about some other ways that I've spent a little bit too much money on the field, on carrying water in the field. And the first thing is water bags. Now, I do not like water bags. I have here some brand new Hydro Pack bags, and these ones are okay. And then I have some tried and true platypus bags. This one's a couple years old. This one's pretty much brand new. They're also, as well, okay. I actually like them a lot. And then finally, I have right here in the middle of the table, this is a Source Hydration water bladder. Now this is also okay. I'd say this is borderline good. I do not like water bags, guys. I find that they are the most prone to failure in the field, and if you get a cheap one, you might as well just double Ziploc your water and then cross your fingers, because cheap water bags are the #1 way to have a wet ass and no water in the field. So don't buy a cheap water bag. Now, these water bags, the Platypus, these Hydro Packs, and these Sources, I have found that they are pretty damn sturdy. I haven't really gotten a lot of time on these Hydro Packs. I hate them for other reasons. This Source bag, I've never seen a Source bag actually burst on its seams. Now, I haven't seen one ran over by a truck yet, but I haven't seen just with regular use failure. And mine's getting a little thin right there at the bottom of the valve, so that's worrisome. But I've seen these last a long time, and I haven't seen these blow out the seams. Platypus bags, now I have blown these. I have blown one that's a couple years old, just taking my ruck off and throwing it on the ground. The weight of the, it's a pretty heavy ruck, but the weight of the ruck hitting the bag, it blew it out the sides. All of a sudden I had water leaking out of that side of my rucksack. So guys, if you're in water bags, have a couple. They're prone to failure, okay? Even these Platypus bags, which I think are probably the strongest ones of the three, which I'd recommend the most over the three, they will rupture. So I've actually had failures on the Platypus bags. I'm just gonna have to deal with that. So guys, Of these water bags, these Hydro Packs are a little bit different because they use 42 millimeter threads. And I thought this was gonna be awesome because I prefer drinking out of wider threaded caps because I like drinking a lot of water. But what I found out is that these are really hard to get back on here. And I've made huge messes all over myself, all over the garage floor, all over my rucksack, just trying to recap this bag. I've almost like threw a rage fit and just hucked it across the woods and left this there because I couldn't get the cap back on. The advantage to these though is I have some 42 millimeter threaded filter caps. And if you're gonna run your water through a filter, the larger 42 millimeter threads, they filter water faster, which means you can drink through a filter quicker. This little guy threads on 28 millimeter filters, and you gotta suck on them, which means you can't get a lot of water very quick if you're gonna filter your water out of that. Moving along to the Source bladder, guys. Source is good. I don't like Camelback. I like Source. I think they've got a couple more features that makes them great. Their hardware is really good. It's robust and it's quality, as well as they all have this slide top, which means you can remove this little keeper here. Allow me to demonstrate. You pop out this little slide bad boy, and then you can fill your bladder from the top and then clamp it back off, which is actually pretty good, especially if you're collecting water out of a stream. You'll realize quickly that being able to lay your bag down in the stream and fill out of really shallow sources is excellent. The other thing, excellent hardware, these guys have detachable, quick detach on and off with a little water stopper in there, hoses. So I have here, which is awesome, just a Source hydration hose that I've got with a kit that I can hook in. And I can hook this to the threads of my Nalgene or my water bottles, which I'm going to talk about here in a little bit later. But this is an awesome product if you absolutely want to suck your water from a hose. I think that is a great way to get it. If you absolutely have to have a bag and a hose, Source bladders are the way to go. They're the most robust, and the hardware is just a joy to use. Downside, guys, to these bladders, these bags, is if you've had them for a while, I'm going to get a little closer. Don't get grossed out now. They start growing stuff in those tubes. Now, I didn't know this was in there because Source does a great job of hiding it in this really nice woven braided thing to protect your tube. But I tasted it this morning on my rucksack and I said, oh, there's something a little funky in there. So we got to get rid of this. So this needs a cleaning, guys. This stuff takes maintenance and I'm not excellent about maintenance. And for that reason, I kind of stay away from these bags. So they are great if you really absolutely like drinking on the go, or you have to drink on the go and you can't reach a pouched water bottle, then the bags are the way to go. But other than that, I pretty much despise them. So of the bags, I like the platypus bag, and the great thing about the platypus bag that the other two things don't have is these water bottle threads on the top. Now these are pretty much standard water bottle threads as you find across the world, which means your filters that hook to water bottles will hook to your platypus bags, and that is great. So, and also you can buy new placement caps just about anywhere. On to the larger items, guys. Sometimes you got to carry a lot of water. So military jerry cans are great. They've got, again, a bleeder valve and a cap, and the military ones have an integrated bleeder valve in the cap. These ones are on the civilian side. I like these a lot because they have a valve that you can flip to the other side, then you can have a spouted disposal, just, you know what I mean. We use these around camp. They're 7 gallons. If you need a lot of water, you can bring a couple of these. But honestly, they're heavy and cumbersome, and you don't want to be hiking through the field with these. They take a truck to move. So if you're going to be camping at a long spot and you got to supply water to a lot of guys, military jerry cans are invaluable. And if you combo them up with a strong ruck frame, especially one with a shelf on it, you can carry a lot of water with those. Moving on up to the A tier, what I think is pretty much the A tier, or the best ways, S tier if you will, A tier, whatever. Best ways to carry your water in the field is Nalgene's, for one. I love Nalgene's because these are a liter. They are pretty much indestructible. And of these two, I prefer the wide mouth. Why? Well, I can drink more water out of it quicker, but not really why. They're easier to fill in creeks and low water. And then also, if we are really cold and it's frozen, I can use a knife and I can get it in here and I can break the top layer of ice that's going to form on this and I can still drink water. With these softer sided water bottles, if they start freezing, you can bash them and break the water out of the threads usually, or just put your mouth on there and kind of warm those threads and get your water. So that's a plus to having these softer sided ones. But I do prefer having Nalgene's. Again, they're refillable, save the world. You can put your name on them, and you can also dummy quart them. They are excellent, so I carry 2 of these instead of any other canteens. Now, military canteens, honorable mention. I like the military canteens that you're still a little see-through and opaque like this, so they don't grow anything funky. But also, military canteens are gonna have an adapter for NBC drinking ability, so you can drink water through your gas mask. Now, I personally am not prepared at a level to deal with any NBC threats, so I don't even, if I get gassed, I'm dead man. That's just the way it is, no big deal. I'll be drinking my clean water out of these, or we'll be drinking dirty water out of these, no big deal. Another honorable mention, guys, these Nest With, these style canteen cups, great. So I love items that don't weigh too much and take up no additional space in your kit. So these Nalgene's, wide mouth Nalgene with a canteen cup in a pouch, S tier, top of the line way to carry water in the field. Other than that, guys, the other S tier item, and this is way better than any other water bottle, guys, is these smart water bottles. Guys, go look at what through backpackers are all carrying. Go look at the water bottles they carry. They're not buying a $30 day. I spent $30 on this thing. I'm an idiot. $3 full of water. I got 2 of them for that price, I think. And it's fancy 6.5, 9.5 pH water that makes me super healthier than you. So like, man, I got scammed buying this. These things even taste bad. This water tastes good. So smart water bottles, guys, they're soft-sided. They're a good size and shape. These are a liter. They're a good shape to fit in a rucksack or bag or on your patrol rig or even in a fucking pocket if you have to. They're indestructible. They're made of good quality plastic. And then they also have very good plastic caps, okay? That's important. The caps are good, and they have very tall threads. I want to compare these threads to this. Now, this is a knockoff Kirkland, but look at the thread difference and thread course and size difference of those two. And this cap is a softer plastic. You can see it folds under my fingers, but not this one. Smart water bottles, guys. These things are bomb-proof, and they're cheap, and they're full of healthy water, guys. I think these are pretty much the S tier way to carry water. Now you can get a pallet of these all wrapped up for like 15 bucks and you just bring that, and that's an awesome way to go. But save the world, refill them, because the bottles are so damn good. So anytime I get a smart water bottle, I refill it. I tried cheaping out at Kirkland, getting the Kirkland brand smart water bottles. The plastic is thinner walled, the threads are really short, and they're also a lot thinner. So of these guys, smart water bottles. And if you absolutely have to drink out of a hose, go to Source and find you your adapter kit, and you can drink your smart water bottle out of your little sucky tube like a little baby that you want. Also note that this is a Frontier Pro. These water bottle threads are standardized across a lot of things, 28 millimeter threads. So I can screw this filter on here, and if this is all poison water, I can still drink it. So this might be poison water. Won't kill me though, because this is a filter. So this filter isn't as good as the 42 millimeter filter. It's not as fast to drink out of, and I hate drinking out of little sucky tubes. I'm a little baby. But if you have to use a filter, use a filter. But guys, for carrying water, you cannot beat wide mouth Nalgene's or honestly smart water bottles, guys. So I hope I'll save you guys some money in the long run, building your kit out. Just get the smart water bottles. They're awesome. And now you've got a bunch of good justifications for them. You don't have to say you're poor like me. You can just say, oh no, they're perfect size and shape. Yeah, they're perfect size and shape, and they're good quality plastic, and threads are tall and standardized. So these are all great reasons, justifications for just going with the cheap route. Don't give your money to the big guy. Big Water is trying to scam you. Their water tastes like plastic. Get the cheap stuff, guys. Stay sharp. Rock on.